Hey y'all, what's up? It's Friday, so I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Everybody gather around. It's time for me to call y'all in. Boy, you a fool for this one. I get back on the internet after Lent, praise God he is risen, to find out y'all got Amanda Seales and Candace Owens in the same sentence. Why? Because apparently for the past 2 weeks, y'all had the nerve to cook up an Amanda Seales hate train and ride till the wheels fell off. So let's talk about it. Amanda got on our internet to say thank you to her 2.2 million followers for their support. And that's an important number, because if not for them interacting with her content, feeling so compelled by her work to support her independent endeavors emphatically and financially, she wouldn't feel like she was doing shit. And why is that, you ask? Because Amanda Seales has dedicated her life's work to the empowerment, education, liberation, and uplift of all black people, and don't now black platform recognize her. In fact, she's not even invited. And what did y'all have to say about that? That's what you get. That seems to me a more appropriate response if Candace Owens wanted to be invited to the cookout, but she's being allowed to disseminate shit that she quite literally makes up to massive, impressionable audiences via Joe Budden and The Breakfast Club. Let me tell you something. The problem here is twofold. Number one, being likable should not be more important than being good at your job, dearest. When number two, the likability you speak of has more to do with one's ability to operate within the status quo than actually being a good person. And I'm specifically talking to the writer, because apparently Essence as an institution has taken steps to remedy this oversight, but the griot gets no love from me. And while she was more so thanking her tribe for validating her work, the internet community felt that she didn't have any room to complain when, in your words, she so plainly likes to rage against the machine she desires to be lauded by. But y'all don't think critically. It's not that she desires to be lauded by the machine, it's that she desires that the machine no longer work to silence and exile voices like hers. But even if that was the case, I don't see how y'all don't see that two things can be true. We as a community really have to question how much we actually want things to change, or if we really just want to know how much of what currently exists we can get access to while using the "we shall overcome" rhetoric to get there. Talk to him. Because in what world does pushing the envelope to actually see the same systems change that we right Oh girl, where have you been? Now, have I ever seen Amanda Seales in action in any of these rooms she's been rumored to purposely be excluded from? No. But what I do know is that activism exists on a spectrum. And because every level of activism is revolutionary in the time it's introduced, every period is going to call for another level of it. However, because times change, but the people who benefit from systems do not, this also means that different levels of activism must coexist at the same time. So yeah, as ineffective as it may seem to Gen Z, we do need those people who are simply representative faces that play the game. We need those people who are sleuthing their way up through the ranks to snatch a seat at the table. Sure, we need people willing to navigate likability and speaking up strategically, but we also need the people who exist at the fringes of likability, coasting on discomfort that speak loudly and unabashedly about the shit that's simply not okay. We need them all together, concurrently, and all the above need the Amandas of this world who are living and breathing reminders of and barometers for the shit we cannot accept. And us, knowing historically how crucial figures like this are, how dare we make her feel alone? We saw it in the Shirley Chisholm movie. Being alone and revolutionary is simply not sustainable. How is it that black people at large still can't seem to recognize women for their much needed activism until they're dead and gone? Because they weren't palatable. Oh, but she said this and she did that one time. She's doing much more good than harm. So how dare we search for a clapback instead of taking just as much accountability as we're asking her to as her community? Instead, we engage exactly what they want us to, and that's victim blaming. They are counting on us to ostracize one another. They are counting on us to get access and thrive on likability, so much so that we would rather protect our own likability than each other. Louder for the people in the VIP. And look, people also need time to evolve. You can be very aware that certain behavior won't get you popularity points and then have a different emotion about it when the full weight of it hits you. We have to find new ways to call each other in, especially the ones going to bat for us, positioning themselves as sacrificial lambs so the work gets done. The fact that Amanda is willing to put her career, reputation, relationships on the line for the right message is honorable. And y'all love Dr. Umar for it. Y'all respect Charlemagne for it. Matter of fact, you go to bat for both of them. Hell, even just hilarious. And not saying that these people have the right messages, but their following is proof that contrary, polarizing beliefs and attitudes can't be tolerated and protected. I guess that just goes out the window when it comes to making the world a better place. Why? Because truth be told, palatability is respectability fashioned off the whims and influences of the men and or white folks we are either employed by or want to impress. And it's insanely difficult to be a black woman with sense, a woman with an informed or educated opinion in this world, or albeit a woman that's simply capable. Angel Reese isn't a sympathetic character, though nobody expects male athletes to be that way. But when she does show some emotion, now she's a hypocrite. I'm not saying Beyonce isn't talented, I just don't like her. What is it that y'all want from black women? And why is it that we have to be liked for anything we do to be considered, consumed, and celebrated? And not even that. What makes us unlikable and disposable when y'all give literal rapists, abusers, sex traffickers, and malignant narcissists a chance to prove you wrong every time, even when the evidence is damning?